the best way to explore a new city is to meet the people who live in it, and there are certainly plenty of them around here. To get to Vaibhav's dance studio, I first have to negotiate the crowded bazaars of Bhubaneswar. There's a market for everything in the city, from pots and pans to stocks and bonds. But in places like Bhubaneswar, it's not what's for sale that grabs your attention, it's the non-stop theatre of the streets.
Are you a tourist?
Sorry, was I interrupting?
No, not at all. He's a face reader. I'm doing a project on itinerants.
Right.
And these are itinerant face readers. He's a Jyotishi.
Oh,
So he would be looking at your face and telling your fortune.
And so would you just turn up to these places and just shoot these itinerants?
It's a good place to find them.
Are you a local photographer?
I'm a local photographer.
And what's your name?
David D'Souza.
I'm Asha.
Hi, Asha. Nice to meet you. Asha Gill.
आशा गिल तो देख भी भाग्य रेखा पैसा इनके हाथ में पानी की तरह होना चाहिए आता बहुत है लेकिन रुकता नहीं है
Asha, he says you're a spendthrift.
A spendthrift?
He says you have a mole on your thigh.
Mole on my thigh?
Yeah.
Right. That's right.
Pretty awesome, huh?
Is he for real or is he a charlatan? Or, I mean, how can you tell?
What is real? I mean, it's the whole issue of illusion. What's real? What you make of it is real, I guess. No, I mean, but I don't want to start giving you spiritual discourses here in the middle of the street.
Okay.
I'm a mere photographer. I will probably invite him to my studio where I take itinerants to my studio and I shoot them in a sterile background.
Oh, you bring them home with you?
I take them home.
So how many have you done that with so far?
I've done 150. अभी हम जाएंगे.
Okay, that's come. Thank you. Though I'm not the kind of itinerant David usually picks up, he's kind enough to invite me to his studio for a photo shoot later this week. Keeping my appointment with David D'Souza, we meet a family of itinerants waiting for us at the doorstep to his studio. Come on. Come on. David's made it his mission to photograph the people who live and work on Mumbai streets before they disappear completely.
Now this might sound very odd, but traditionally people are superstitious that if they have a mental disability or if they've got a skin disease or an affliction of any sort and they've not been able to get rid of it, they would come to the Kadak Lakshmi and he would beat himself and would take on your affliction. The Devi would take on the affliction into him and then you pay him a small donation out of it. So why we thought we wanted to do this is because as we move willy-nilly into the next century, people will have lost their superstitions, people will have lost the need for Kadak Lakshmis, etc.
It's going to be a real shame when these colourful people aren't going to be on the streets anymore.
It's a shame on one level, and then it's just one of those facts of life. Asha, I'd like you to see what I've done with the itinerants because I want publishers to see not just the pictures, but the way that the pictures would look on the page.
Right.
An itinerant is actually a person with no fixed address. So somebody who's earning their living off their streets, not in a recognized shop, who's actually earning their living on the streets by their own wit. Right. And there's no provident fund, so if you don't feel like going to work that day, you don't get paid.
You don't eat.
So it's pretty much like a photographer.
What does it feel like to actually be sort of living, breathing Mumbai and actually working here and doing what you do? Do you think
it's an exciting place to live in? It's certainly a city with all its warts on display. It's not trying to camouflage anything. It exists, it is. You know, now it's up to you whether you like it or you don't like it. I think the city is just there, it just exists. Shall we get cracking?
Why do you photograph them here in this very controlled situation as opposed to on the streets?
See, I'm using an old tradition of Irving Penn and Richard Avedon, who pulled people out from the American West, or Richard Avedon photographed in Papua New Guinea.
Right.
And the whole deal is that you're separating the people from the environment. Simple lighting, there's no great trick lighting. The idea is that I want their personalities to come out. Okay, I'm ready. Ata माझ्याकडे पहा, बरं का?
It must be so weird for them to be taken out of their context, to be sat here on a piece of white paper and sort of going, okay, do we go now? What do we do? What do we want?
Yeah, there's a little bit of embarrassment on both sides. Obviously, I'm a little uncomfortable too,
Yeah.
but I feel the lovely thing about them is that they are more than willing to share their lives with you, you know.
Right.
They don't ask me questions about my life.
Okay, sweetie. Okay. Okay, why is she upset? Okay, shh.
Oh, really? First time I'm seeing this. I thought he'd be quite used to it.
She's never seen her dad flagellating herself.
They don't come with their father on his usual
no
jaunts.
wonder.
They thought this was just a TV show, so they all joined the family.
Oh, gosh. Poor baby. Everything's okay. Everything's okay.
Thank you. तुमचा फार
Thank you very
चांगला
much.
फोटो आला.
Wow, that was an experience.
That was an experience, you know. I mean, I didn't expect him to go, biting himself all over that.
Maybe we needed it. Maybe our sins were so great that we needed him
Really.
to bite himself.
Speak for yourself, Asha.
I